Welcome to TRADEREP. This is Short Hammer. It is the 30th of July 2019, and we are looking at Amazon. This is our daily chart, and since earnings, Amazon has sold off a little bit. This has been sort of a muted reaction to what we're used to on Amazon. We're not seeing any 100-point, 125, 130-point candles. The reaction to me seems a little bit muted. But what we can look for is what has Amazon done previously at these levels. So the last time we pushed up to 2033 and we pulled back, what was the reaction of Amazon? And for that, we go back to this time frame here in, I'd say, October, September-ish. And so the initial all-time high push right around this 2050 area, we pulled back and we bounced off the 1936s. We pushed back up, tested the mid 2008s right in that area, pulled back down, bounced in the 1880s right around this 1889 area, and then we pushed back up through the 1936, back tested the 1958 area, back down. This time held the 1904s, pushed back up, couldn't quite make the 1960s, and then we dropped the 1870s, then legged back up to 2033, then we rolled over. If you remember, this rollover was from the trade war news, and that catalyst is what rolled us over here, but we still see a little bit of battling in this 1870s area. And then when we finally rolled through the 1845s, we back tested, then we really rolled over. So what I'm going to be watching for is who's in control. Are the buyers in control or are the sellers in control? Do the buyers of Amazon, the people that believe, the investors in Amazon, feel that this is a good level, a value buy level to buy into Amazon because they feel that someone will buy it from them at a higher price? Now, there are two types of buyers of Amazon: the longer term buyers, and then there's the shorter term, maybe weekly, bi-weekly, the option traders that are rolling in and out of this. So we want to see what that tells us. Are the buyers going to be strong enough to push us up above this level? Now let's go to the lower time frames to take a peek at some of the recent levels on Amazon. Now, this is our 4-hour chart. And what we'll see is on the initial release of earnings, Amazon dropped to about 1900, right above the 200 moving day average right here. And so when it bounced off the 200 SMA, we saw a pullback and it went right below the yearly pivot, which is 1978. And then we saw a little bit of selling. But what we want to look at here is this 1919 area where we bounced. Then the next lower candle was a little bit higher at right around above this 1923.75. Then another one here about 1924. So right around this 1924, 1923.75 area, we see that buyers stepped in and pushed us back up. And then we rejected our SD line, this 1936, and that pushed us down through the 200. And we tested this 1890 area. Well, 1889 is our line. And we sort of legged back up out of this 1896-97 area. If you remember this area, this was the area that we sort of held around the FOMC time. So if we look at Amazon on the 5-minute chart, from the open, we can see that we were below this 1936 area and didn't even have the strength to really retest it. And we just rolled through the supply-demand zone and pushed through this pivot here. That's through the weekly and through these different pivots here. We back-tested the weekly here, then we rolled through. We found support as we approached this 1889 area, and the buyers stepped in, and we could see the higher lows. Then we dropped back down. Then they bought us up above this level here, back tested, held. Then you can see the buying up. Look at this bounce here. So when we pushed up and we pulled back and we held this level all the way across to here, buyers really stepped in, and that's when we saw this drive to the upside. And we tapped the lower portion of the supply demand zone and we hammered against it, but we really didn't get a chance to close above this. So just watch this 1897 area. As I was mentioning, on the 20th of June, I believe, we were hovering around this area when the Fed began speaking, and then we rocketed to the upside. So we want to watch this area, and sort of if we roll back down, do we bounce here again? I personally think we're going to 1875. I'm just not sure exactly. Will the buyers have the strength to give us a push to the upside? And I'll be letting the buyers determine that. I'm not going to guess that we're going here. I'll let the buyers determine that and the sellers determine that. And do we hold this main intraday pivot into the open? Do we push up? Do we open up here above this 1923.75? And do the buyers step in and drive us into 1936? Do we reject in this supply demand zone, roll over and drop back through this main intraday and pull down? So I'll be watching for all those things.